Hey, this is Seth with In Demand Career. I show people how to get life-changing jobs in digital marketing with no previous experience or education. And this is my September 2022 digital marketing career walkthrough video, where I'm going to take you through just a handful of the over 206,000 open digital marketing jobs in the United States and show you how to decipher these job postings. Remember, guys, the field is still highly in demand. There's still a low supply of skilled workers, and people are getting hired every single week from taking my course. If you haven't already checked out my free webinar, please go to digitalcareerblueprint.com or click the link below this video to understand how this is realistically possible and how I've been helping people do this for the past 6 years. So, one thing I want to point out to you, because I know the job application process is very daunting for almost everybody, and especially when it comes to competing with other people. I wanted to just read you a little clip from this testimonial from Scott, who said, basically, I attached the link for the job description I got. I'm starting at $47,000 a year, which is a great entry-level starting salary. I applied 2 weeks ago when it had over 100 applicants. And this is Scott. He's working at a place called Gate 1 Travel. You can see his previous experience was being a purchase specialist and being in the U.S. Air Force Reserve. So he had no previous digital marketing experience, but he was able to beat out over 100 people for the job that he has right now. And I want you to keep that in mind if and when you see a job posting that has a lot of applicants. And I'll give you more insight so that you really understand that if you've taken the course and applied everything I said, you really will stand out from the competition. So this is our first job posting we're going to look at. Is for a junior digital media planner. 1 week ago, over 200 applicants. This has to do with data sets, optimizing display campaigns, which actually we don't focus too much on display campaigns in the course, but a general overall knowledge of media planning and buying. And it says 1 year of experience in digital strategy setting. Essentially, as they say here, when you see Google certification, a plus, as I've said before, everyone working in the field has Google certification. So if you see Google certification, a plus, it is a key signal that this is a very, very entry-level position. Also, it says junior in it. And if you look at LinkedIn Premium, you're going to see nobody else who's applied has any digital marketing experience at all. You've got Microsoft Office, social media, which is not search engine marketing or SEO, Microsoft Word, teamwork, leadership, all these soft skills, nothing hard skill. So then if you apply for this, even out of 200 applicants, you'll have a really good chance of standing out and getting a position like this. So in many cases, many cases, the applicant pool really does not have any digital marketing experience. But as we're going to see, there may be positions where there are people with digital marketing skills that you're competing against, but you are still going to have a leg up on these people. So here's one that is posted, first of all, 3 weeks ago, and it only has 19 applicants, which is, again, you're going to see all over the place in this field, guys. Some jobs will have 200 applicants. Some will have fewer. It's kind of funny because it is a remote position, but what does it say? SEO, SEM, and ABM are the lifeblood powering digital campaigns. So they're looking for someone that knows a little bit about search engine optimization and search engine management, PPC, which is what I teach in the course. And it gives you a really interesting roadmap of the timeline expectations they have. Clearly, this company is going to be providing you with support because at 30 days, they want you to have an understanding of, Google Ads, Bing, advertising, understanding best practices of SEM, SEO, etc., which you should have that if you've already worked in the industry. But they're saying within 3 months, they want you to have provide digital marketing support to our campaigns. And then the 6 months, they want you to really refine all your processes. So again, they're not saying to you, hey, you need to hit the ground running with $1 million ad spend experience. They're telling you that there is a training and ramp up period. They're listing qualities they want in you, things like detailed oriented and growth minded, which is one of the best and the most common, most desired skill sets that employers have to have a growth mindset, always be learning, always be contributing. And it's what I try to inspire my students to have in the course. Remote first environment, this is great. And then if you look here, once again, you're going to see most of the competition does not have even, maybe a couple of the applicants have Google Ads, but the other skill sets are things like Canva, email marketing, social media marketing, Microsoft Excel, and customer service. So you would definitely stand out from the other applicants if you apply to this and you've done everything in the course. And this looks like a very interesting company that has a workflow and like a training workflow in place to help you get up to speed. And if you watch my testimonial videos, you'll see that is the case with a lot of these jobs. Nobody is really expecting you to come in unless it's a truly senior position. Most of these companies provide great support and great training to help you get up to speed, which is how my students get these jobs with minimal previous experience. So here's digital marketing specialist, remote but based in Florida, 200 applicants, $35,000 to $45,000 a year. Again, guys, that is a great entry level role, pay. Remember, that's not for the rest of your life. You take this first entry-level job, and then within a year, you can leverage that to, up to $60K. So this is maneuver digital marketing campaigns, experience with SEO and SEM, strong written verbal collaboration skills, and a little bit of Facebook. And then 2 years experience. Again, guys, one thing I point out again and again is that unless it is a senior position where it's like you're going to be managing $2 million in ad spend, these numbers of like 1 year experience, 2 year experience, 3 year experience, it's all up for grabs. It's not set in stone. I've had students get jobs where it said 4 years experience needed and they only had 6 months of experience. So don't be intimidated by that. Once again, you've got again, this is clearly an entry-level position, especially based on the salary, but nobody has any Google Ads experience. You've got general digital marketing, maybe someone has SEO, but you've got, again, the soft skills I've pointed out, leadership, communication, customer service. These are great soft skills. These are not things that should be in your, like on your LinkedIn as a skill set, because it's not, it doesn't stand out to employers. This employer wants to know, do you understand SEO? Do you understand Google Ads? And that's going to make you stand out more than having customer service or, leadership abilities or communication abilities. I mean, you definitely need to be able to communicate, but it's not the primary thing. And this one, wow, this one has 575 applicants. And I'll tell you guys, I would apply for this if you're in my course, because this poor company, whoever is doing the hiring, is probably so stressed out. Can you imagine getting 575 applicants for a digital marketing PPC job and not one of the applicants has PPC experience and they're coming into you with customer service and Microsoft Office experience? That would stress me out, and that's, again, how my students get hired. You're like a breath of fresh air to the person doing the hiring. Put yourself in the shoes of the person hiring. Don't think about yourself so much. Think about how you can contribute to them, and you could stand out from the over 200 applicants for this job. Here is this is a very short job posting, which is probably about why, even though it's a remote job, they only have 12 applicants. It's an experienced marketer, knowledge of creating, executing marketing strategies. Now, this is a terrible job posting, but I would apply anyway because, number one, they have only 12 applicants. Number two, they did not list the specific skill sets. They probably mean Google Ads, SEO, or paid social media like Facebook ads. And you could ask them about that in your interview, which you will probably get because they've only had 12 applicants in 1 month. And look at the applicants. They are applying with nothing related to marketing. You've got maybe e-commerce, which is not really marketing. That's like maybe you set up a Shopify store. But web design, comic books. I didn't know that was a skill set. If that was a skill set, then I have that skill set because I don't read comic books now, but I did a lot when I was younger. Illustrator, marketing, campaign management. Oh, someone did have Facebook marketing, so that's good. And it says, i.e. LinkedIn ads, which you may or may not have experience with. But basically, when you see a job posting like this with very few applicants, that's not worded well, submit your resume, tailor it the best you can, and then ask them when they communicate with you, or even say in your cover letter, hey, I'm experiencing Google Ads, blah, blah, blah. Would you be interested in an employee who knows about these platforms? More than likely, they will say, yes, we meant to put that in the job posting. Let's see. Here's digital marketing specialist, paid search. Now, this is an interesting one. I like to point out, again, guys, a lot of these jobs are remote. Remember, remote work is here to stay. It's really awesome. But I point this out to people is that this is in Iowa, right? And there are not many. Let's see. I'm going to tell you. This is why I picked this posting. The people who are applying, some of them do have digital marketing skill sets, but look where they're applying from. And you're going to see this a lot in this video. This is not anything against people who are not residents of the United States, but legally, as I've said to many people who write to me about this, labor laws in the United States and in every single country in the world dictate that a company can only hire as a salaried employee citizens of that country or people who have a work visa or work permit. And it's the same, not just in America. It's like you go to England. You can't just, I can't holiday in England and then get a job there. I have to have permission from the government. It's that way all over the world. But you're going to see in a lot of these job postings is that people from Bangladesh, India, other countries are applying for these jobs. And right away, that means that even if, 19 people applied to this job, maybe 10 of them already are just instantly not qualified because they don't live in the country and they legally couldn't be hired. Also, I do think it's probably very unlikely that anybody applying is actually in Iowa. So you could move to Iowa, which I've had students do that, and I say it's smarter than moving to college. Or what's more likely is that you could negotiate for a remote situation, because these guys are in a very difficult situation being in Iowa. There's not a big talent pool in Iowa of these job postings. So they really, they're kind of going to have to change this to hybrid or remote, I would imagine. Anyway, that's all the preamble. The job itself, Google Ads, Meta, Microsoft Ads, TikTok, which is kind of an interesting, obviously a new platform that's very exciting. Still on the advertising side, is still growing. It's not as big as Google Ads or Facebook yet. Analytics, A/B split tests, highly organized, all these things, knowledge, experience, and skills, bachelor's degree, again, never really required, and then they just want you to be proficient in Google Ads and general computer skills. So what I would say is, again, if you're based in the U.S., I would apply to this. If they like you, see what you can work out. Remember, Kyan is one of my students. He was 20 years old when he got his first job, and he got a job with this company, Ectobox. He's been there for now 2 years. He's been promoted, and he lives in South Dakota, and this company, Ectobox, is based in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So you need to expand your thinking to understand that even if a job doesn't say remote, it could be remote. And they're probably going to have better chance attracting better candidates when they change to remote. This one is kind of interesting. I threw it in there because this is Masterworks, which I'm familiar with because it's an alternative investment platform. Basically, this is how you can invest in art. People like to invest in artworks because they can appreciate a lot over time. And what's interesting is it says we want a search marketer because they do minimal search advertising. Essentially, they're doing a lot of other types of advertising. And they've gotten a lot of press in New York Times, Wall Street Journal, etc. They even tell you like what they want you to do specifically. Like essentially, this is a long tail keyword strategy, which if you've been in my course, like stocks at an all-time high. They want to get people who are searching for information about stocks and investing, get them to their website, provide them information, then pivot them into a sales funnel, which again, you learn about in the course. Now it says experience handling large budgets, but once again, looking here, we've got maybe when you see these other, when you see these soft skills showing up, social media, Microsoft Office, well, Excel is more of a hard skill, but Office, marketing, and leadership, and social media marketing, I'm going to say that there are some candidates who may have relevant experience, but I think you would still have a good shot, especially if you come in with that growth marketing mindset. But also, I'd like to highlight these opportunities in these walkthrough videos because there's a lot of cool companies out there that are looking for help. And even if you don't get hired, it's really cool to connect with these companies as well. This is O'Reilly Auto Parts, which is a big auto parts store in the U.S. Remote position 1 week ago, 77 applicants participate in the day-to-day implementation of paid marketing activities, Google Ads, Google Analytics, experience and knowledge of online marketing. I love that. Hopefully you do if you are experiencing Google Ads. This one, it looks like maybe a couple of candidates have Google Ads, but they've also got SEO, Excel, Office, customer service, communication, social media marketing. And again, you've got a number of applicants coming from overseas. The reason is, guys, it is entry level, and at this point, if it says $15 to $23 an hour, that is a very entry level position. And as I say, and what I say again and again, the first job you get is not for the salary. It is for that experience you're going to put on your resume and LinkedIn, and you can leverage that into your higher paying job within three months. You can do that, but usually it's about 6 months of that experience. So this is really going to turn off anyone who's actually got real intense, but like real serious paid search experience, the compensation, but that's why you guys should come in. And that's another reason why you're going to see, like I said, you got the communication and general marketing, customer service, which indicates to me that, again, they're getting entry-level applicants. The people who would be attracted to this pay rate probably don't have digital marketing skills. So you come in, you're the best of both worlds to these people. You're willing to work for $15 or $20 an hour, $40K a year. That's great. Get the experience, work remotely, and then level up. So I would definitely apply to this one. This is an SEO specialist. CIEE, Council on International Educational Exchange. You will change the world. Bridges between different people, different countries. It seems like a pretty cool company. On-page optimization strategies. And again, it says minimum 2 to 3 years of direct SEO experience. That is never, ever really a requirement. Then it says knowledge of SEO software. Again, if this is where, again, they send mixed signals in the job posting, which is why I don't want you to ever take these things literally. It's kind of like a wish list from the employer. If it says minimum of direct SEO experience, it should say, instead of knowledge of SEO software, it would say experience with SEO software. But it says knowledge, which is like one of these things. Do you want to have knowledge or experience? So when you see that, and it says understanding of best practices for site architecture, what they're saying is, again, they would like someone with a certain amount of experience, but they're going to be open to somebody who's knowledgeable and understands the language. This one, you're going to see some of the applicants here do have search engine optimization and copywriting. But once again, you've got a number of applicants coming from overseas. And, I always want you to take that with a grain of salt, because people from overseas, again, nothing against that, but they just literally are going to, not be eligible to be hired as salary employees unless you are a citizen of that country. Here is a paid search digital marketing specialist, SEM PPC. It has been up for 6 days with 6 applicants. Entry level. Position requires a degree in marketing, really, or equivalent experience. And guys, the experience you've generated in your course is worth about 10 times more than any of the nonsense you'd earn in a marketing degree. Understanding of digital marketing fundamentals. It says 2 years of experience managing paid campaigns. Again, that is not set in stone. Attention to detail. And I will say this, guys, this is a very simple, low-hanging fruit thing on your resumes, whether you're in my course or not. Be detail-oriented. I get so many people submitting their resumes to me to look at where they make a spelling mistake or a capitalization mistake. And I'm like, you might have put together a great resume, but if you have a glaring grammar error or spelling error right on your resume, like it just jumps off the page, and that person, immediately you've demonstrated you do not have attention to detail. And the worst thing is if it says you have attention to detail on your resume and then you make a mistake like that, you just want to double check your resume. Bonus points, SEO experience and paid social. This is, again, guys, why do I teach you guys SEO, SEM, and paid social? So that you could come in here, blow them away with your Google Ads knowledge, and then say, by the way, I also know about SEO and paid and Facebook ads. And then you will show up, and yeah, there's only 6 applicants. So I would definitely apply for this one. It's not clear if it's remote or not. But again, once again, I want you to really take on that mindset of that any job could be remote, especially if they have budgets that need managing and they've only had 6 applicants. If they find just think of it logically. Like if I found someone to work for me, I'm like, I really want them to live in my city, and I can't find anybody who can help me. And then I find someone in the perfect fit and we get along and they're so great, but guess what? They don't live here. What am I going to do? Am I going to keep, am I going to wait months and months without having someone to fill this job? Or am I going to say, okay, look, let's make an arrangement here. That's how you want to think. This is performance marketing specialist with Cozy. Our Family Wizards, a technology company on a mission to help families thrive. Looks like a cool company. And also, I know I focus on the job title a lot, but I do also, when you apply to these jobs, guys, look at the companies you're applying to. What do I tell you again and again in the course? And I'll give this, information, this tip to you for free, even if you're not in my course. Do not ever bulk apply. If you just throw your resume out there and you don't know anything about the company, you are sending out a really bad vibe to that company. It's not a caring energy. If you put thought into it and you actually go, hey, this company Cozy is pretty cool, and learn about their history and their values and all that stuff, and you actually pay attention and you customize everything, that alone makes a big difference, guys. Because when I've told you, I've read resumes, I've been in a hiring position, and I can tell if somebody just threw their resume, just click, 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 just attach, and is sending out 20 resumes at a time, desperately trying to get a job, or if they actually put some thought into it. And the ones that, the people who put the thought into it, those are the ones you want to talk to. So these guys they received a private investment from an equity firm, which is cool. Create, implement, optimize campaigns, multiple paid acquisition channels, paid social, Facebook and Instagram, Google search, etc. So this one says 3+ years, etc. So I'm always kind of scratching my head about job postings like this, which is to say the job we just looked at, it also looks like a great remote opportunity, but they only had 6 applicants, but these guys have got 70 applicants. Now, it could be because the company itself looks pretty cool and they talked a little bit about their mission statement, but it says right here, right off the bat, create, implement, and optimize campaigns across multiple paid acquisition channels. And yet, again, you don't see anybody applying with that skill set. I mean, you see digital marketing, but that is a very vague skill set. It should say something specific like you've seen in the other job postings where someone says Google ads, search engine optimization, search engine management, Facebook ads. But you got these soft skills again, leadership, public speaking, customer service, PowerPoint, social media. And so now you have intelligence. This is why I encourage you to get LinkedIn Premium, because you know something about this job that the employer doesn't know that you know, which is that they've been, for 2 weeks, they've been getting 70 job applications and probably almost nobody is actually qualified. They've had a few senior level applicants, and maybe that's because it says 3 years experience in a marketing role. And then it also says consumer engagement, which is they didn't word it right. This also is sometimes the situation because maybe human resources gets involved in the job posting and people in HR just don't know what they're doing. And basically, maybe somebody who's got general marketing experience, or maybe they have client account management experience, like with customer facing experience, like talking to customers and handling accounts, saw this job posting and they didn't even pay attention to this, and then they apply. What that means is that, again, this company is desperately looking for somebody that has the hard skills of digital marketing, and then you show up without 3 years of experience, but with that knowledge and understanding of Google Ads, and you will stand out. So this is, again, I'm just repeating this again and again, guys, because we need to really deprogram you from all this junk you learned in school about you need to have a degree and this experience and all this other stuff, and following the rules. Like, the rules don't apply in these job postings. I'm telling you, there's no rule that says you can't apply to a job that says 3 years experience. You definitely can. It's like these other people are doing it, and they don't even have, like, if you've taken my course and you're shy about applying, I want you to just think about this. Again, there are people applying to this job who have absolutely no business applying to this job. People whose only experience level is probably customer service. Yeah, customer service or PowerPoint. You've literally learned more than any of those people, and they've applied. So you got to apply. Like, you have no excuse. Like, you are so much more qualified than the people who applied with only customer service experience. That's my pep talk for the video. Here's one, 3 Digital, Raleigh, North Carolina, remote, 119 applicants, 50 to 65K. That's a decent, like, entry to, 1 year experience level salary. Manage and effectively communicate with multiple clients. So there's a little bit of client-facing stuff. Develop and implement impactful SEO strategies, SEO best practices. And then it says 2 years account management, SEO experience, Google Analytics experience, basic knowledge of WordPress. Guys, why do I teach that in the course? Paid ads management experience is preferred, and they want you to have Google Ads certification. Remote work, East Coast hours. This looks like a really good opportunity. That looks like, and once again, you got, it may be as many as 30 out of 119 applicants, like a third of the applicants coming from overseas, which automatically gives you a better chance. But again, guys, when I show you these numbers, I don't want you to only apply, like, some of the jobs will be like the one we just did where it's like, the people applying know nothing about digital marketing. But even if the applicants do say they have these skill sets, I have talked with students of mine who are now hiring managers, and I'll tell you, even when they are hiring for jobs and people apply and they say they've got search engine optimization experience or Google Ads experience, they still are not able to impress in the interview. They actually may put it on their resume or on their LinkedIn, but they still do not actually have the skills or the competency that you would expect. So many of my students, like Scott, did very basic stuff in my course, and again, he was still able to beat out people, over 100 applicants, because the information you're getting in the course is so valuable, and there's still so many bad applicants out there. So remember that too. I'm just trying to make you guys feel confident. You guys, 99% of my students, not just my students, people watching these videos, I know the most common problem that almost everybody has whenever you're starting something new. I had the same problem. You have this imposter syndrome, and it's just completely ungrounded in reality. Most of you guys, anyone who's taken my course, watched all the videos, done the assignments, you are more qualified than 99% of the other applicants out there. That's the reality. But in your head, a lot of people, you don't have the confidence. So I'm trying to give you that confidence because I want you to understand that you definitely have the 100% right to be applying for these positions, and you will be a gift to the people hiring. You will be benefiting them and giving them value simply by applying with your knowledge. So this is definitely a good one. I like this. And Raleigh, by the way, it's a remote job, but Raleigh is a really good city for digital marketing. Now let's jump over to this digital marketing coordinator position, PPC, remote, over 200 applicants in one day. That is a very popular position. If you have a passion for digital marketing, experience in Google AdWords, and are detail-oriented, assist in planning, creating, and managing paid digital campaigns, variety of channels, Google Ads, and Bing. Bachelor's degree, again, you can ignore that. Google Analytics, Google Ads, 1 to 2 years. That, again, indicator this is a very, very entry-level position. Google Ads certified, knowledge of SEO best practices. You have all this from the course. And once again, guys, this is the same thing I've showed you again and again. You've got over 200 applicants. How many? 259 applicants, of whom very few have any relevant skill sets. Looks like maybe a few have Google Ads, but look at the majority of the skill sets you got. Again, social media marketing, which again, could be Facebook ads. It could just be posting stuff on Instagram. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything to do with Google Ads, which is what they want. So right away, it's like, why would I look at your resume if that's what you had on your resume? Microsoft Office, again, customer service, leadership, communication, marketing, Excel. Again, this is the sad stuff that honestly, it says everyone here has a bachelor's degree or master's degree. This is what college graduates put on their resumes and LinkedIn profiles because they don't have any hard skills. That's why, again, if you just add even a few of the hard skills that you learn in the course, you're ahead of everybody here. So I would definitely apply to this. It's a remote position. And I'm telling you, they're just swamped with bad resumes. So you will definitely stand out. I would definitely, great day improvements. I would definitely apply to this one. I'm actually going to leave this tab open. I'm going to share this with my students. Here is an SEO specialist in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but it's also remote. SEO specialist responsible for completing SEO tactics, strategies for new and existing clients, analyzing keywords, etc., etc. Familiarity with Google tools, including Analytics, Search Console, which you have in the course. 1 to 2 years of experience or digital marketing. Again, remember I tell you, if it says 3 or 4 years of experience, apply anyway. But when it says 1 to 2, that is a very clear signal that they're looking for entry level. And it looks like you have a few applicants who do, in fact, have some search engine optimization experience, which is cool. I want you guys to feel good whether your competition has the skills or doesn't, or has it on the resume. The chances are you still are going to have a really good shot at getting the job. And once again, most of the other applicants do not. Customer service, Adobe Photoshop, Microsoft Office, Microsoft PowerPoint. Not particularly relevant. And then it's interesting to me that it would show that like Bangladesh is the major place where people are applying from. I mean, there's probably just people from all over the U.S. And also from some other countries like Bangladesh. But again, the whole point of me doing this again and again, guys, is so you don't feel intimidated. This one is a paid search specialist, remote, 78 applicants 2 weeks ago. This is one of those job postings that says a lot more about the company and kind of the values and the qualities they want in their customers before they even mention the hard skills. That's probably why they have so many applicants. It says applicants must be located in certain states, which is kind of interesting. Curious problem solvers, flexible and remote work culture, paid time off. All this stuff is obviously very enticing, but they're basically saying they want you to be fluent in PPC, and that is perfect because what do I teach you guys to do in the course? Speak the language, be fluent in things like CTR, CPL, CPC, CRO. Not only can you speak PPC, but you can translate it to an 8th grader. That is, wow. These guys, like, maybe they took my course. I mean, isn't that exactly what I say, is that you should be able to take these complicated concepts and explain it to people simply so that your clients can understand. You're so fluent that Google Ads certified you. Yeah, you should have Google Ads certification. You thrive on testing and optimizing. The team is here to support you. It looks like a really good, and also how to use a good pun, more than you ever imagined about the plastic surgery world. Oh, that's interesting. They must have plastic surgery clients. But this is like, this job posting has a lot of detail and personality to it. So it looks like a really good entry-level role. I don't even think that they put, I love this. While a degree in marketing is great, relevant work experience is highly valued. They pretty much said what every job posting is thinking. This looks like a cool company, and it looks like the competition has the skill sets, which again, don't be intimidated by that. I think that this looks like a cool company, a cool place to work. It's got a cool job posting. Be skilled in the basics, have knowledge or experience using Google Ads. Guys, if you're in the course, definitely apply to this. I still believe, based on my experience in 6 years of doing this, you will still be a better candidate than most of the other people applying based on what you learned in the course. But even so, again, when you see a cool company like this, at least connect with them. And even if you don't get hired this time, again, this happens in this field. People go from this job to that job. Maybe a new position opens up in 6 months that you didn't know about. But when you find a cool company or a cool person at a cool company, definitely build a relationship. Here is a Google Ads paid media specialist in Wisconsin. 4 days ago, 36 applicants, which is not a lot. 4-month contract to hire. Interesting. They want you to know Google Ads, Tag Manager, Analytics, etc., Bing Ads. Integrity, organization, gritty, enthusiastic problem solver, which is interesting because those are all like personality qualities. It's a startup, incredible opportunity available for someone who's interested in growing Google Ads. Manage aspects of Google Ads campaigns, create and optimize ad campaign strategies, etc., etc. And a degree in digital marketing. So not what they're really looking for. Again, I swear the human resources people put these together, but the actual person hiring doesn't care. They have knowledge of Google Ads and understanding of SEO. And again, when you see certification plus, Google Ads certification a plus, that is another indication this is entry level, because remember, guys, everyone working in the field has Google Ads certification. Also, what did I notice about this one is that it looks like, again, a number of the applicants are from overseas. And yeah, I thought this looks like a really good opportunity, and I think you'd have a really good shot at it. It's remote, based in Wisconsin. These guys are smart because they're like in the middle of Wisconsin. And they're like, hey, we're not going to find anyone that lives here that does digital marketing. Let's make it a remote job, and that's what they're doing. This is search engine optimization specialist, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 1 month ago. Now, again, when you see something that's been up for a month, okay, so this is one of those. Again, I'm teaching you how to decode these postings, right? So you got a lot of applicants from overseas at this point, 10 to 15. That's almost like, what is that? Almost 35, more than 35 applicants from overseas out of 100 applicants. And why is that? It's because they're sending mixed messages. On the one hand, it says it came up in an entry-level job search. It's got a very wide range of 55K to 85K, but it says 5 years of SEO experience. And I'm telling you guys, 5 years of SEO experience, there's no way you'd be paid $55,000 a year, or even 85. You should be over 100,000 with that level. So that's probably why people from overseas are applying. It also means that, in my experience, they are not going to be getting high quality applicants, which is why it's been up for a month. This does not sound like a 5-year requirement position. And again, when you come in with that knowledge, then you can come in very confident with your limited experience in SEO and apply. And understand that any decent company that really wants 5 years of experience has to pay over $100,000. So when they say 55K, you immediately know this is really a much less experienced position. And then when they put this nonsense about bachelor's degree in IT, that means this is all indicating to me that the human resources people got mixed up in this posting. And when you can actually talk to a person who's involved in the digital marketing aspect of things, you guys will connect and have a very good shot at a job like this if you want it. Because again, they've had 99 applicants. It's been up for a month, and they haven't found who they're looking for. So I'm just going to go really quickly through these last few opportunities. This is a 50K to 60K full-time opportunity in New Albany, Ohio. It's hybrid. It's not a freelance position. It's a salary position in Ohio. So they're basically saying you need to be in Ohio, which is probably why it's been up for 3 weeks. They've had about 57 applicants, even though it's got a decent salary. This is like and also they're adding 3+ years of experience. 50K to 60K is not great for 3 years of experience. But again, these are the times where you can pop in with your limited experience, but your eagerness to learn, and you will likely stand out from the other applicants. Now, people have been applying with SEO experience, but once again, I'm going to point out a few times in these last few postings, you're going to see a lot of these applicants from overseas. And what's more than likely is that the people who actually live in Columbus, because like I said, there's such a lack of skilled talent in the U.S. for people with digital marketing. Remember, you got all these people that graduating college and they've never learned about digital marketing, even marketing majors. So what's probably happening is the people who do have these skill sets are more than likely the people from overseas who are not, definitely don't live in Ohio, and probably aren't even eligible to work as salaried employees due to labor laws. Here's an SEO specialist, remote, 6 days ago, 189 applicants. It was also a similar situation where you have overseas applicants. And then I think the situation was similar over here. Yeah, 17 applicants from Bangladesh, 5 to 10 from Pakistan. So you just have to, whenever this is executing SEO strategies in accordance with Google best practices, 3 to 5 years SEO experience. The salary does track with 3 years experience, 3 to 5 years experience, if it can get up to 90K or more. This is, technically I would say this isn't exactly the kind of job you go after as for entry-level position, but I'd say give it, again, I always say give it a shot, guys. The worst that can happen is that they don't get back to you. The best thing that can happen is that they give you an interview anyway, which has happened to my students, or at least you make a cool connection. And again, remember guys, this is not a judgment. It's simple. It's just the law. Like literally, companies are not legally allowed to hire people who do not have the authorization to work in the United States. That's why whenever you've been hired for a job, you had to fill out all those forms, and you could either be, again, a citizen, or you could have a green card or some kind of work visa, or even be on a student visa in some cases. But if somebody is applying from overseas, they're really just taking a shot in the dark, and you don't know how many of these applicants are in that situation. So that's something to be aware of. And the last one here is similar, 101 applicants, 5 days, conduct tactical SEO work. Again, 5 years of experience. And again, usually when you want 5 years of experience, you're really normally going with a recruiter because it's, again, those people are in such high demand. But once again, you have at least 25 of those applicants, if not 30, are coming from overseas. So that's just, something to be aware of. Again, you should always just feel good, customize your resume, feel good about standing out from the competition no matter what the competition is. But I just wanted you to be aware a little bit more of, again, the landscape, the kind of the game that you're in and what the competitors are like. And then I'll just wrap it up here with this is a pretty cool position in Needham, Massachusetts. It's remote though. It's for Shark Ninja, which is a cool name for an agency, U.S. remote or hybrid, 169 applicants, but support the day-to-day management of paid search campaigns, supports paid search manager, and then it says 0 to 3 years experience paid search. Right there, that is like absolutely, as I've shown you in the course, that is the key number one indicator of a junior position that you've got to apply for this if you're in my course. I'm going to actually share this with my students, and if you watch the walkthrough video to the end, this is a good bonus for you. Any Google Ads search certification or a bonus. Absolutely, guys, and you should have that before you start applying. Talks about winning as a team sport, communicating for impact, details. These are all really good, signals about their culture. And what did I say? Oh, yeah. This one has got mostly, domestic applicants, and some have digital marketing, Google Ads, and analytics. But you've got the Excel, Office, customer service, general marketing, PowerPoint. And that, again, likely means that within the talent pool, there's not that many really compelling candidates. Especially because it does look like a cool company. It is remote. Again, people who have general marketing experience often apply to these positions, and it could be also because it says 0 to 3 years experience. But I think you definitely could be just like Scott, the example I showed you a couple times, and stand out and get hired, even though there are hundreds of other applicants. Guys, it's been happening for years and years and years with my students. Just stay positive, keep applying, keep learning the skills, keep providing value, and I can guarantee you that if you keep going and you do not give up, you will get results. That is how it works in this field. It's an incredible field to work in. I'm thrilled that you've spent some time with me learning about these positions, and I wish you all the best. Again, if you're in the course, feel free to comment, or if you're not in the course, you can comment below the video, leave any questions. And if you're in the course, of course, make sure to be active in the Facebook group and on the coaching calls, and participate and connect with your fellow students, because you're all in this together, and you're all going to win together. So anyway, guys, and the last thing is, if you haven't checked out my free webinar where I talk more about this field and how it's possible to get jobs like this with no previous experience or education, and how I've been doing it since 2016, please click the link below and go to digitalcareerblueprint.com and check out that webinar. You will definitely enjoy it. You will learn more even from that webinar than you've ever learned in school about a real career with real potential for high earnings and a secure future. Yeah, check that out if you haven't already, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment or leave questions below, and I will see you in the next video.